So now I can show you where we're at. The driver's side extractor, as you can see, now we have this. Unfortunately, we're going to have to make it a little bit. So we got all the essentials we need to go driving. Now we just need to get the car driving. Alright guys, so it's time for a bit of an update. We have the car back from paint yesterday, and today has been a pretty off day. We've done a lot of driving around. We went down to my friend's machine shop and made up a new steering shaft, and now we're back here tonight working. We've had some dramas with the computer and with SD cards and cameras and stuff like that. Just got it all sorted, so now I can show you where we're at. As you can see, we are straight in working. We've got the seat and the steering wheel and the dash and everything in. They can probably stay in now for good. We've got some paint on the cage, just a rough quick job just to do for the weekend, and then at some point we'll pull all the interior out and we'll paint it again properly. But as you know, we've only got 3 or 4 days left to go, so we don't really have time to be painting the car properly. It's not a priority. My next job at the moment is going to be building the driver's side extractor. As you can see, now we have the steering shaft in there and complete. We're ready to start designing and building that, and then we're going to move on to the tubing, the front end and whatnot. I've got one of my mates down here, Ryan. He's helping me out with the rear parcel shelf at the moment, and that's coming along really well. He's trimmed it nice right against the window, and we've just put some riv nuts in there and bolting it in. No pot rivets or tech screws here, all done properly, and yeah, it looks really good. Come out really good. So all the small touches and fine details still coming through, even though we're only doing this car in 8 days. We're still managing to put the hours in and get it presentable and pretty good for what it is. So next I'm going to move on to this extractor. Now that I've got a camera working, I can start working, and yeah, we'll see how we get on. Obviously there's a lot left to do, so we're probably going to be going in and out of jobs, but we'll take you along for the journey as we go. So we're moving on to the exhaust. The passenger side off my 34 is going to fit, so that's good. We have to make a driver's side. So the hardest thing with these cars is, obviously, you can see there, we do not have a lot of room. I haven't decided what I'm going to do to make this work just yet. I'm possibly thinking about notching out this part of the rail so we've got more room. Obviously we want to make life easier to get the extractor in and out. Obviously we're doing 1 3/4 pipes, so by the time you fit 4 of them down there, it's going to be really tight. And then obviously as well, on top of that, we need to get this merge here to be able to come out with it too. So we just need to work out a plan of attack. Obviously, as you can see there, that's very tight. It doesn't even go through. So we're probably going to notch it, guys, make it much easier to get it in there. Not sure yet, haven't decided, but I'm going to work out a plan and I'll let you guys know what I'm going to do. As much as it's going to suck, I have a really nice plan I want to do. I want to try and make nice curved headers like this that just come out, obviously trim them down a bit, but a nice curved header that comes out and wraps around, enough room for the leads to go through. Obviously on these motors, the spark plugs sit just in under here, over here, and then the leads on top. So we need to make sure that the leads can fit in there. So what's going to suck is if I do that design, obviously this side's not going to have it for now. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to make a plan of what to do and then I'll let you guys know. But yeah, that's where we're at right now, and that's what we're going to do. It's 1:36 AM. I've been playing around with this extractor setup for a little while now. Obviously when I gave you my last update, I said I was going to have a think and then go with whatever I come up with. Unfortunately, the resources and the time that I have to get this done, the collector that I had ordered for the car is way too big, and I can't get it to fit past the steering shaft. So unfortunately, to get it out, we're going to have to either drop the K-frame a bit or take the steering shaft out or whatnot when we go to remove that extractor. It does make life a little bit more difficult. The motor will still be able to be removed with the extractor sitting in there still, and we're also making sure that we can easily access the spark plug, because as I was saying earlier, the thing that's probably the part about an LS is that the spark plugs are just in a stupid spot. So I've got my spark plug tool here, and when I'm making the pipes, I'm putting it in there and making sure it's easily accessible. I've got 2 in at the moment, down to halfway down. Nothing too crazy happened just yet. There's a couple tacks on there. So what I'm doing is I'm making a set of pipes, 1 pipe at a time, and that's why there's a couple of tacks on there. Obviously I'm chopping and changing how I want the design to be. So that's the spark plug tool there in the hole. This is how I'm making sure that we can get to it. So obviously plenty of room to get the ratchet on there, and then obviously it means the lead's going to come in there as well, and there's plenty of room for the lead, so that's a bonus. As you can see there, we've got 2 on there at the moment, got the back 2 to go. I've just got those pipes down to the bottom. I've just laid on the floor for a couple of minutes having a look, and it looks like it's going to work. So I just thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update, because I'm trying to keep you guys in the loop as much as I can. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. It's very late, or very early in the morning now, but I want to try at least have the majority of it done before I go to bed. So we've only got, tomorrow's Tuesday, or today's Tuesday now, so we've only got 3 more nights if I'm lucky. So we have got the exhaust or the extractors all finished. Looks really good, come out really good. TIG welded all of it, spent so many hours on it. Literally started at like 11:30 last night, went all the way through the night till like 7 this morning, then all day today. Had to go get another merge collector because the one they gave me was the wrong size. So I did some driving around, come back, finished making it, and yeah, then fully welded it all up. Spent hours on this piece, like it's 6 o'clock right now, so yeah, a long time building this. I'm devastated that I took into account the actual fittings that I use on my car in my 34, because we're using the same fittings and rack and everything out of that car. I took into account the fittings, but I didn't take into account the adapters, and obviously it's really tight for room. You guys in a second, but it's really tight for room down there. 10 mil that I didn't take into account has just ruined that whole thing I've just worked for the last day, and doing an all-nighter for nothing. So it's back to square one, unfortunately. It sucks because I did really put a lot of time and effort into it. Same time too, it's a learning curve. You got to take it on the chin. This is what happens when you build unique stuff like this. Sometimes you make mistakes, and today I made a mistake. At the end of the day too, like, I will learn from it, because I got to fully make an extractor and TIG weld for the first time making extractors like that. I'm really happy with how it came out quality wise. Just obviously I just stuffed up my measurements a little bit down below, and unfortunately to fix that I might as well just start again. So I'm not starting again. My dad from Dubbo Performance is going to bring down some factory headers, and I'm just going to chop them up and make it fit, and it's just going to be what it's going to be. I've wasted too much time now, nearly 24 hours on this piece, and I just wanted it to be nice and be unique, and yeah, I stuffed it up. So back to going to the normal way and just getting this car going. I'm going to give the front of the car a break for a second, and I'm going to regroup, probably go to the back of the car, start working on this fuel system, so you need to get that in there, and yeah, we'll come back to that soon, and yeah, we'll just cop it on the chin.